Today I'm going to be talking about a case from the 1940s. John Hayes was an only child, and his parents told him if he did bad things, he would get a birthmark like his dad had. But he started to realize that that wasn't true, that his dad was just lying to him. So, growing up, he would get into trouble and he would steal money from people. He ended up getting arrested, and that is where he come up with the plan that he was going to start killing people. So after he gets out of prison, he goes to his friend and he kills him, and he puts him in the acid, and he realizes that the plan's going to work. So then he goes and kills his friend's parents. So he doesn't stop there, because obviously a killer can't just stop. So from a newspaper ad, he realizes that a doctor and his wife are trying to sell their property. So he goes and he ends up telling the husband that he wants him to see something. So the doctor goes with him, and he ends up killing the doctor. He goes back to the wife and tells the wife that the husband is hurt, so she needs to come. So she goes, and he ends up killing her. He sells all their property, gets the money from it, and the wife, her brother becomes suspicious, but he ends up basically writing a letter pretending to be her. So the brother thinks, well, she's okay. Then he meets this one older woman, and he does the same thing for her. But her friend becomes suspicious and knows that John is the last one that has seen her. So the police come, and he says, he makes up some story. So the police hunt down her jewelry, and they find that John sold her jewelry. So they go to him, and he's arrested. And in court, they try to do, the insanity. But it doesn't work. So they even try to say, they kind of blame his parents and say that had they have not told him and about, the fact of the birthmark situation, that maybe that played a big role in how he turned out. But that doesn't work, and he ends up still getting found guilty. So with John Hayes, though, I feel like with him that a lot of the things that he did was clearly, obviously, for money, and he wanted to be rich. But I also feel like clearly he got a thrill from the killing. because it just seems that way. I think he got a thrill from it, and he wanted to be rich. So two things were true with him. And I also think that in his childhood, him feeling maybe like he needed to be perfect, maybe that played a role too. Because once he started to realize, hey, I don't have to be perfect, and I can do these things, and you know, I can get away with it. I think because of that, them were the factors I think that played a role with him. He felt he could get away with it, and he thought he would never get caught. He thought that he could just keep going on killing and taking their money, and nobody would ever find out. But when they found out, he was sentenced to death, and he was hung. Because this was the 1940s, and back then they were big on hangings and stuff. So that is the story of John Hayes. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there were more victims. But them are the ones we know about. But that is the story of the acid bath killer. Thank you guys for watching.